just in case we get the wiggle worms, let's get a little bit of glitter glue on our hands and stick it to our tail feathers. And we're going to turn on our listening ears and open our watching eyes and zip our ballerina zipper. Put it and lock it up and put our cream pocket for later. And I'm going to open mine so I can read, okay? Oh my goodness. All right. Alrighty. Once there was, Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Once there was a little girl called Goldilocks. What a sweet child, said someone new in town. That's what you think, said a neighbor. One morning, Goldilocks' mother sent her to buy muffins in the next village. You must promise not to take the shortcut through the forest, she said. I've heard that bears live there. I promise, said Goldilocks. But to tell the truth, Goldilocks was one of those little girls who does exactly as she pleases.
Yeah. Look.
All I see is a squirrel. And you know what? It says, very risky, not a good idea. Go the other way. Is she doing that?
Yeah.
No, she's going right in to the shortcut through the woods. Meanwhile, in a clearing deeper inside the forest, in a charming house all their own, the brown bears was sitting down to breakfast. There's a hen up there just in case their alarm clock doesn't work. Okay? And it will wake them up. But the bears woke up and they were just sitting down to a lovely breakfast. Patooey, cried big old Papa Bear. This porridge is scalding. I've burned my tongue. I'm dying, cried Baby Bear. Now really, said Mama Bear, who was of medium size, that is quite enough. I know, said Papa Bear. Why don't we go for a spin while the porridge is cooling? Excellent, said Mama Bear. So they got on their rusty old bicycle and off they went. A few minutes later, Goldilocks arrived at the bear's house. She walked right in without even bothering to knock. And on the dining room table were 3 inviting bowls of porridge. I don't mind if I do, said Goldilocks, helping herself to the biggest bowl.
Is she gonna eat it?
But the porridge in the biggest bowl was much too hot. Patooey, cried Goldilocks, and she spat it out. Next, she tasted the porridge of a medium-sized bowl, but that porridge was much too cold. And then Goldilocks tasted the porridge in the little bowl, and it was just right. Neither too hot nor too cold. In fact, she liked it so much that she gobbled it all up. Feeling full and satisfied, Goldilocks thought it would be great fun to have a look around. Right away, she noticed a lot of brown fur. They must have kitties, she said. In the parlor, there were 3 chairs. I don't mind if I do, she said. So she sat in the biggest one, and it was much too hard, and she just couldn't get comfortable. Then she sat in the medium-sized chair. It was much too soft, and she thought she might never get out of it. And then Goldilocks sat in the little chair, and it was just right. And so she rocked and rocked and rocked until she broke it into smithereens. Boop! Do you see her fall on the ground?
And not comfortable.
And she was tired. Yes, she had a big yawn, and all that rocking left her so tuckered out. I could take a little snooze, she thought. So up she went to see if she could find a comfy place to take a nap. She just lay down on the biggest bed and said, I don't mind if I do. But the head of the biggest bed was much too high. Next, she tried the medium-sized bed, but the head of that bed was much too low. And then Goldilocks tried the little bed, and it was just right. Soon she was all nice and cozy and sound asleep, and she did not hear the bears come home. The 3 bears were mighty hungry. Somebody has been in my porridge, said Papa Bear. Somebody has been in my porridge, said Mama Bear. Somebody has been in my porridge, said Baby Bear, and eaten it all up. In the parlor, the 3 bears were in for another surprise. Somebody's been sitting in my chair. Somebody has been sitting in my chair. Somebody's been sitting in my chair, said Baby Bear. And my goodness, it's all broken. The 3 bears went upstairs on tiptoe, not knowing what they would discover. And at first, everything seemed fine. But then Papa Bear lay down on his big press bed and said, someone has been lying in my bed. And he was not amused. Egads, cried Mama Bear, somebody's been lying in my bed. Look, cried Baby Bear, somebody's been lying in my bed. And she's still there. Well, what a surprise Goldilocks had when she opened her eyes to see Papa Bear roared, now see here! And before the bears could demand a proper explanation, Goldilocks was out of bed, out the window, and on her way home. Who was that little girl? Asked Baby Bear. I have no idea, said Mama Bear, but I hope we never see her again. And they never did. She's on her way home, and maybe she'll learn the lesson. What do you think? What do you think, Mia? Okay.
I think she's not.
You think she's not going to do that again? I bet you're right. Okay, let's dress up. Let's sit on the audience line, and I'll call your name for a costume, okay? And then we'll start our story ballet.